Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. 9:03. This might be the latest we've ever started. I was ahead of schedule too. I'm not sure. I just lost track of time. I get caught up in the charts, and it's Friday, right? It's Friday, so we made it through the week. Did we? I don't know. There's a crypto and stock market bloodbath right now. Uh, I'm sure we're going to start seeing a lot of potential black swan events. I'm sure we'll see the news, the narratives, all that start rolling out. Maybe it did yesterday. I haven't been that active on Twitter. Just been watching the charts and all that stuff. But yeah, here we are. We talked about it. We covered it. We spotted the bearish divergence at the top, um, whether it was the Nasdaq or the Magnificent Seven, et cetera, et cetera. We were calling out the bearish divergence plus the reversal candles, and then we spotted the VIX is breaking out to the upside. We said that, hey, if you're perma bull or you want the market to continue to go up, you definitely don't want the VIX to start spiking. So here we are. The VIX is spiking, and there's longer term bearish divergence, and there was shorter term bearish divergence with reversal candles, all that stuff. So is it a market crash or is it just a retracement right now? We don't know for sure. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but all major crashes start with a breakdown at the top, right? So what could start off as a retracement turned into something bigger, and there are several reasons why we could see a bigger market correction. Would Bitcoin? The question would be: would Bitcoin finally break correlation and pump while the overall markets are crashing? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. That's what I've been saying. But here we are on this glorious Friday morning. Good morning to the red wedding. Oh man, crypto noob. Ooh, the bloodbath is here. The bloodbath is here. David, hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Javier, is everybody okay? Yeah, everyone's okay over here. The market sniper should be okay, right? Because obviously, it's not a copy trading service, but I try to post timely charts. I've been doing live streams every day except for excuse me, except for the one day that I missed, right? The one day I missed because I had a lot going on that I wanted to work on behind the scenes is very important. And so yeah, everyone, all the market snipers should be okay because even if you're not ready to like short a position, there is a strategy of going to cash, right? I'm not going to tell you what to do ever. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, it's for educational purposes only. Hopefully, you find some entertainment along the way, like making fun of me for mispronouncing your name. And I always apologize in advance. However, I do try to post timely charts, and then it's up to you to read the charts yourself. Number one, make your own decisions. Number two, and have a strategy in place based off of what you see on the charts. But I try to also post the charts, the timely charts as well, to try to, just kind of show you what I'm seeing, and then you have to read the charts yourself, see what you're seeing, and then make your own life decisions on trading and investing. So that's what it's all about. I've had one Celsius so far. Cheers. Probably gonna have a second one here. At least half of one. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I don't need that much caffeine, but this could be. I put the hat on because this could be a long one. I don't know. Might want to buckle up. We might be going over an hour because there is a lot to cover. There's a lot mindset to cover. Talk strategy, all that stuff today. So make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to hit this. Smash the like, hit the subscribe, hit the repost button, all that stuff. We'll try to get going. Dude, last 30 minutes of market close, get them orders in. Market doesn't close here for another. Is it closing early today? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Time just blends in when you have a newborn. Uh, the wife doesn't even know what day it is right now. Or yesterday, she knows today, but yesterday she didn't even know what day it was when we nannied. We interviewed the first nanny yesterday. Nice lady. Uh, so she didn't even know what day it was. So even before the nanny starts, when the wife goes back to work, uh, probably need her services a couple days a week to give the wife a break. I know, I know. We are lucky to be in the position we are in. So, no, I meant like for the last 30 minutes, it would be a great time to jump in for next week. Huh. Still don't know what you mean. Sorry. The last 30 minutes. Anyways, we'll keep going. So, Bitcoin had a sell signal. Bitcoin is still not out of the woods yet, right? Broke correlation of the fractal, most likely. It's breaking down again. Wes Diddy, let's go. Longtime friend over there. One of my closest people was in my wedding as an usher because I only can have so many people stand up because I have more friends than my wife does. Sorry, I make more friends. I have more friends, and so I had to make him and my nephew an usher just to make sure that they get in the wedding because I only could have 3 stand up, and I had my other best friend and 2 cousins. So tough decisions were made, but Wes Diddy still made it, and had lunch with them the other day. What else? So Bitcoin has been putting in lower highs and lower lows. So we talked about this yesterday. So at some point, we want to see put in a higher low and continue upward. Oh, I see. Yeah. So no special day where it closes early today. Yeah, it closed at 1 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time. Yep. 1 p.m. Yeah, sometimes it is good the last 30 minutes, but sometimes it's not, right? And the reason why is because the last 30 minutes they could pump price up and you might be buying a long position right before they rug pull once the market closes and then they gap it down. I've seen this time and time again where they're pushing price up, positive earnings the last 30 minutes they're pushing price up and then they rug pull and push it down 10-20% overnight. The good old rug gap pull. So not always, not always. What's up, Lawrence? Welcome back. So, if Bitcoin doesn't make a higher low here, then you got to expect a bigger correction after that. So, not ready to fully call it yet. If we look at the weekly chart, doesn't look great, right? The weekly chart does not look great either. You have a high, you have a lower high, you have a lower low, possible lower high. You could even call that like a indecision candle. This is a bearish candle getting back below the trending dots. The trending dots are red and trending back downward. So another candle close back below it. Doesn't look great, right? Had the weekly chart, bearish divergence, possible lower high over here after the divergence. So something to be aware of over there. Of course, it could put in a higher low, but you start closing back below this weekly level at 61,375 ish. Just call it because it depends on what exchange you're looking at. That wouldn't be good, right? So that would be a hard line in the sand based off the weekly chart, the daily chart, right? If you start closing back below here or an upward trend line, we can put on some of the trend lines, targets, right? Then it wouldn't be good either. So 61,375 ish on Bitcoin is right around there, right? So that's based off the weekly chart. The daily chart probably going to be very similar. So if you start seeing daily closes, then a weekly close, Probably not great. If the NASDAQ is going through a bigger correction, you think Bitcoin's going to go to the moon? I don't. I don't think it does. I don't think it breaks correlation here. Uh, in fact, I think it'd be more correlated because of the Bitcoin ETFs. When the bigger players go to cash, the ETFs are going to withdraw money and go to cash and or short Bitcoin, right? And or short Bitcoin. So RB, oh, he's not on the replay crew today. He's on the live crew. Happy Friday, ready for action. Just smash the like too. Thank you. So let's warm up the trigger finger before we get too into it. The charts. My guy Arnold over there posting one of my charts that I posted a long time ago. We posted it way back here, late 2023, when the unemployment crossed over. The unemployment crossed over, and it was end of 2020. I think like the third quarter of 2023, it crossed over, and I was pointing it out that every time it crosses over, it has at least retested the 200-week moving average. Has spiked above, depending on what time frame or what time it was. 2000 went above, not as much. 2008 jumped above, went up to like 10%. And then, of course, 2020 went all the way up to like 15%, like overnight, right? Overnight shock. So this fractal is pulled from 2008. I think it's probably more similar to that. You can see that it's kind of looks similar over here on the right before the big move up, right? And then, of course, I've got the magnet pointing to the 200-week moving average because every time it's crossed over in the past, it has come back up and retested the 200-week moving average, which is up at about 6%. And then even went higher than that, right? Went quite a bit higher than that. But that's a low-hanging fruit target, in my opinion. Let's see. What else? Oh, yeah. Forgot. Where is Jesse? There we go. All right. So smash that like button, hit that repost button. Help me, help you, help me. And throw in a quick comment. It takes about 5 seconds. Which one do we want to do today? Let's see. Oh, there. Yeah, that one seems fitting. Crypto and stock market bloodbath. Now what? There we go. All right. So that's 7 likes on the Twitter X app. Oh, ouch. That's right. People are going to wake up. People are going to warm up to it. They'll get the trigger finger on the mouse warmed up and start snipering the like button. They will. I know it. So here's Bitcoin. Will it find support at one of these key shorter term targets, or will it not, right? We don't know for sure. It's possible it finds support and continues higher. However, with the overall markets, if the overall markets are going to go through a bigger correction, we don't know for sure if it will, but there are a lot of reasons why it could. There's a lot of reasons why the top could be in, right? But as we talked about yesterday, that there could still be another final push for 30, 60 days to the upside, even if it is going to have a bigger market correction, or the top was already put in, right? So we're at those two parts right there that we're talking about. So if it finds support at key target 3 or this upward trend line, let me draw it a little bit better, right? Then we can see higher prices. But if it starts breaking down, obviously, if it starts breaking down from this upward trend line, if it starts breaking back down from the 4th target and or the 2nd target, lines kind of up with that 61,375 ish as well. So probably if price is breaking back down from the upper trend line, that 3rd target, 61,375, and the overall markets are still correcting, probably going to see the big red arrow, right, come into play. So there it is. Trending dots are starting to trend back down, right? So it's starting to get more bearish on the daily chart as we speak. We already covered the weekly chart. Already had an RSI sell signal back on July 31st, had a sell signal on July 31st as well. And, you know, have your plan in place, right? Have your plan in place. Ethereum, we don't know if it's going to put in a higher low or not, right? We put this out back here, but we don't know. If the overall market is correcting, then we could, see a bigger correction on altcoins as well. Of course, right? That's what we would expect. We wouldn't expect crypto assets to pump to the moon if the overall market is correcting. In my own personal opinion, maybe it breaks correlation, or maybe it leads the way to the upside, and maybe the overall market is not going to go through a bigger correction. That is possible, right? That is possible. So we're just going to take it from a swing trading standpoint. We're not going to get too doom and gloom, and but we are going to call it as we see it. We will call it as we see it. And so right now, could always go lower, right? It could always go lower. So you just have to decide if you're going to be holding through that or not. You got the 200-week moving average down here at 2,200, right? Solana never closed back above 187, right? I pointed out it was starting to spike above it, and we said if it does get a candle close back above it, that is very bullish. It did not. It put in a bearish candle, and here we are, a pending sell signal back on Solana as we are seeing it right now, right? Had that bullish divergence. That bullish divergence could be cleared, right? Bullish divergence could be cleared. And now we're going to be drawing out what it looks like to the downside, right? So started to break back down from the upward trend line over here on July 30th. Then we had a candle close back below the trending dots. So if you took this breakout over here, when would have then been a good time to lock in profits? When it was overbought, reversal candle, possible double top over here, bearish candle, fake out to the upside, and then you start getting candle closes back over here, and now you have a pending sell signal. So if you took this buy, when would have you locked in profits on that swing trade, right? When? Like if you're taking breakouts over here and you're taking buy signals, when do you get out of your position, right? You have to decide that for yourself. I'm not your I'm not your copy trader, right? Oh man, once this second Celsius kicks in, I'm gonna be turned up. I usually only have like 200 milligrams of caffeine, so if I think I've taken half of that one, so that'd be 300 milligrams. I might be pumping charts out for a while here. I don't know. Sand had that last sell signal over here on July 28th. Just continues to go lower, right? We don't know if it's going to find bottom. We don't know if these targets are going to be valid anymore. The overall market is going through a correction. So we will see. We will see. We'll see. Still too early to call it, but that last sell signal was back over here. Near, similar thoughts, right? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Hit 3 out of the 4 targets up there. It was just a retracement target. Hit 3 out of the 4 retracement targets. That bullish divergence was cleared out, in my own personal opinion. Filecoin, Mana, right? They all look the same, if not similar. Algo, Cardano, right? All of these could be putting in additional bullish divergence as well, meaning lower prices. So just be aware of that. DOT, for example, right? did take out these pivot lows with candle closes. So maybe dots going down the down, dot is showing the way to the downside, but also that bullish divergence may not have bullish divergence anymore because maybe RSI continues to go down further and further and further and further and have a lower point. That is a possibility. Usually that's a less likely scenario, but it's always a possibility that there is no more bullish divergence, and because the relative strength index just gets obliterated, right? Obliterated. It's always a possibility, right? So, what else? AVAX dot is starting to get oversold, right? Hasn't taken out this wick, so you could say that these are still currently valid, but most likely, if you were taking out this trade hoping for higher targets to be hit, not just one target, then you got out of your position already, or you were already stopped out at some point, most likely. If you put your stop loss way down here, you probably lost a bigger amount, right? So yeah, like 20%. Nobody wants to lose 20%. So make sure you have your strategy in place, especially if you're trading with leverage, then you're probably getting liquidated, and you definitely got to tighten up your strategy over there, because if you're blowing up accounts, that is not what you want to do, right? Obviously. Same thing with AVAX, right? This bullish divergence is cleared in my own personal opinion. So the bullish divergence hit target one, cleared that bullish divergence, and that was it. That was it. Only one target got hit, and get a candle close back below here, and probably just remove all those shorter term targets. Chain link breaking all the way back down. Hit 3 out of the 4 targets to the upside. Never got rejected at 200 moving average. Never got back above it. FET. If you look at FET, it almost looks like it's going into a bear market, if not already, right? It pumped up, took out these pivot points at 2021, went parabolic, and had the bearish divergence at the top, right? And then just straight down, right? So even if looking at the 2-week chart, right, had a sell signal on the 2-week chart. You got the 200-week moving average down here at 52 cents. So what a run it had, though. What a run it had. And even on the monthly chart, had the reversal candle on the monthly chart as well. Had the RSI sell signal on the monthly chart. And so it doesn't mean it couldn't flip back around, but it did have sell signals on the higher time frames on FET. So it looks a little bit different, but also pumped harder to the upside as well. So something to think about. NASDAQ has hit 4 out of 4 targets to the downside, shorter term targets. Now we don't know if it's going to catch a bounce and start a longer term correction or not. Maybe the retracement or the correction is over. Maybe it's a longer term thing, but we talked about it. We covered it from the very beginning. Bearish divergence. We called it out in real time on the live stream. We had a pending reverse candle that turned into a reverse candle following bearish divergence. We talked about it. We covered it on the live streams in real time. Oh, we're gonna go in. If you see me going like this really fast, it's because of the caffeine's kicking in. It's not yet. It's not yet. But I did take the night shift last night. I took the night shift. What was it? 1:30 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. I took the night shift. Changed the baby's diaper, fed her, burped her, farted her, and she does it all. She does it all. She burps, she farts. She does not care. On my lap, she just rumble in the jungle, just starts farting away. You can feel the whole rumble. I'm like, oh my God, that's gross. A couple of times, it's even gone all the way through her diaper. It's gone through her onesie, onto my leg one time. Oh, what you do for your child, right? never in a million years thought that I would laugh. Yes, it's gross. It is definitely gross. But then you laugh at the same time because she farted so hard that it goes through her onesie, and I can feel a little bit of it's gross. Thinking about it, it's gross, but also you have to laugh about it, right? You have to laugh about it. So uh she was on pace to pee or poop on me one time per week. She's well above that now. She's almost doubling up. She's peed or pooped on me in real time like 8 times now, right? While I'm changing diapers or whatever. She's just peed on me. So oh my gosh. So she's 5.5 weeks and she's already peed and pooped on me like 8 times in real time. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, yeah. So that's the NASDAQ. But if we look at it from a bigger, longer term standpoint, right? What a move that was in the NASDAQ. From the 200-week moving average all the way down here, 11,500, to say that it's been overextended at almost $21,000 and is overdue for correction, like we talked about. It's overdue for a correction. It's been overdue for a correction. It's correcting on the daily chart. We had all the divergence going back to June, right? All the bearish divergence. Hasn't retested the 200-week moving average, which is down here at 14,500 for a very long time. This is going to be a long session. We got a lot to talk about. Help me out. It's Friday. We got a bloodbath going on. Hold on. Who else? Fart RSI has bullish. Oh my god. Arnold, good morning. Good morning. Long time market sniper in the house. Good to see you on here. The weekly chart. Breaking news. We have a pending sell signal on the weekly chart. We talked about this. We covered it. There's bearish divergence on the weekly chart going all the way back to June 2023. So if that bearish divergence gets cleared out, in my own personal opinion, not financial advice, obviously, we already talked about that. We could see price come back and retest the 200-week moving average, right? We could see price come back and retest the 200-week moving average. The 200-week moving average is currently at 14,000. You can see the upper left-hand corner, $14,453.80. It's the SMA. So it depends if you're doing the EMA, SMA, whatever it is. Doesn't really matter to me. It's not part of my trading strategy whatsoever. I just have it on there as kind of like are we really extended away from the 200-week moving average to the top or the bottom? Almost like you pull a rubber band out one way too far to the left, comes back to the middle, and could possibly go back all the way to the right. So kind of like a Bollinger Band, or an actual rubber band. So it's pretty far extended away from the 200-week moving average. So you'd expect price to come back and retest it at some point. Maybe it goes in the opposite direction and goes even further. In breaking news, in real time, the pending sell signal is flashing on and off right now. There is bearish divergence going all the way back here. The indicator picked it up all the way back here. If you change the settings, it may or may not pick it up all the way over here too. But there was an RSI sell signal already on last week. There's already a candle close back below. Now the Celsius is starting to kick in. You can tell the difference, right? You can tell the difference. My mouth is getting a little bit drier. I need more water, but I start talking faster too, right? Soon the chair's gonna start going side to side like crazy. But we'll keep going. What else? Weekly candle close on the NASDAQ below the trailing dots last week. Doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight, right? Of course, you could see a massive correction. You could see, you can see that you take the stairs up and it's possible you take the elevator down, right? Not always, but it is possible. If it is a bigger correction or, if it was like going back to 2020, right? 2020 had a huge correction that happened very quickly. it's a 30% correction to the 200-week moving average, right? It's a 30% correction to the 200-week moving average. Let me say that again, right? So it is possible. Oh, we got log on already. I got to remember to take that off because all the charts are going to look a little bit different. But there's the log chart, right? There is the log chart. So the longer term log trend line, right? And then you could probably even start mapping it out like this, right? It's breaking down from the upward trend line. This is a long-term upward trend line from January 2023, right? On log. So it's possible it bounces back up and hits the trending dots before coming all the way back down. It could take some time to play out, but we have seen it in the past where, you know, see how it could kind of break down, put in a lower high, and then have a bigger breakdown, right? This took from the reverse candle 9 weeks to play out, right? It takes about 6 weeks for that to play out. But if you go back to 2020, right? It could just go straight down to the 200-week moving average. So we don't know how it plays out. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but the black swan event, you know, even on the black swan event, right, had the weekly sell signal below the trailing dots, and then it was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks down in a row, right? It was overbought. There was bearish divergence, right? Still gave you a week after the bearish divergence, and then in real time started to break back down. Yeah, didn't know for sure that it was ever going to come back down the 200-week moving average, right? But in hindsight, it did. And so when no one saw this coming, bearish divergence on the chart, even on the weekly chart, did call it out. It did call it out. So with that, take that for what it is. You can see that it was overbought. There was bearish divergence. Then you still had one more week, right? And then that week to get out was flipped into a pending sell signal. We have a pending sell signal right now. Could close below the trailing dots, just like it did back here. So, you know, we don't know if it plays out like this or if it plays out in real time like this, where it takes longer, takes like 6 weeks, and then you get that candle close back below, then you get another one, then you get the sell signal after that, right? And of course, it could just be different every single time. So we already had the candle close below the trailing dots. We have longer term bearish divergence. We already had the RSI sell signal, right? And now we have a pending sell signal to again. And if you go back over here, the RSI sell signal happened the same time as the regular sell signal. So a lot of reasons why, right? A lot of reasons why the top could be in longer term on the NASDAQ. What is the narrative going to roll out now? What is the narratives or the black swan event that no one saw coming in real time as there was bearish divergence, as the candles started to break down on the daily chart, the weekly chart, pending sell signal flashing in real time? Nobody sees it coming, right? But the chart does. The chart does. SP 500 had the reverse candle back in the middle of July. We talked about it. So overbought condition. The candles were overbought. Hit a longer term ANF target 1, right? Hit that target, similar to NASDAQ. Reverse candle. The reverse candle was after bearish divergence on the weekly chart. Now we have a pending RSI sell signal. We have let's see, this is, if we draw it on the log, right? Because it's longer term. Uh, we have the MACD bearish crossover pending on the weekly chart. Boss, what happened to the stock market last recession? Did they print money to try and help it? Yes. Yeah, but after the correction happened, right? So, I mean, not to get into like too much of like the, I'm not going to get into the politics or my own thoughts, right? I'm going to keep it to the charts. But my own personal opinion on 2008, I think it would have gone through an even bigger correction, but they started printing money. So 2008 um, went through a pretty big correction, not only in the housing market, but what was it? The Great Recession, right? The Great Recession, they called it, and then also the stock market. You can see price went back to the 200-week moving average as well. If you go back to 2008, it may have gone through a bigger correction on housing, stock market, all that stuff. But the government did print us out of it, right? So that's my own personal opinion. It could have been much bigger, and so we don't know if they're going to try to print our way out of it again. But if you look at like the overall charts and stuff, as far as like unemployment crossed over, the civilian unemployment rate crossed over, we've been covering it for almost a year now, at least, right? At least a year we've been covering the civilian unemployment rate is on the rise. There's a bullish crossover. What else? We don't cover it as much, but the inverted yield curve, right? A lot of people cover that on YouTube and the Twitter X app. The inverted yield curve lines up with overall market corrections. So you could follow that. There is some correlation that when the Fed cuts rates, which they're going to be, according to the CME Fed Watch tool, there's an 87%, last time I looked at it, 87% chance that they cut rates in September. Usually, or not usually, but I have seen it on the charts where if they cut rates, either it's because the market was already going through correction, or they're, it's already in a correction and they're trying to fix what is already broken, right? So usually I keep saying usually. From what I've seen on the charts, it seems like they're the hindsight crew, right? They're not the foresight crew. They're the hindsight crew. The market's already correcting, and then you can see that a month later, then they cut rates. The market's already going through correction, right? So they're the hindsight crew, not the foresight crew. They're not spotting divergences or anything like that. So that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully it answered your question. If you have a follow-up question, there you go. But we just talk about it within based off of the charts. So this close does not look great on the weekly chart unless you're looking for a bigger pullback. You got the 200-week moving average down here at $4,350. The good thing about is, yeah, absolutely, right? So if you're a market sniper, it's a good time to be a market sniper, right? Because you can take advantage to the upside and the downside, right? So if you have your strategy dialed in, of course, you can make more money when assets are going up and you're taking breakouts, like for example, Bitcoin and crypto assets. But the positives are this: you can also short the market. You could also buy ETFs that short the market. You could also go to cash and collect, you know, what 4 or 5% as a hedge, right? You could go to cash and then have cash to buy lower prices, right? It's not good if you're holding, right? It's not if we go through a bigger correction and price comes back down the 200 week moving average, it's not good to hold it all the way back down. For example, if you're holding a 401k, right, and you're feeling like you've got a lot of money and then the market pulls back 30%, or let's see, SP 500, 24%. So if you had $100,000 and now it's $75,000. So here's what the average American, or probably 70% of Americans, what it feels like for them, right? Is you're already feeling the pinch because of higher prices. So yeah, inflation's coming down, but it's year over year much higher than it was 2020, right? So it's year over year inflation is going down, but it never came back down to the 2020 level. So if there was inflation at 9% in 2020, 6 to 8% 2021. I'm not looking at the exact numbers. Someone's going to correct me on it, I'm sure. And then it's only 3 or 4% in 2022. Then it's only 3 or 4% 2023. And then even if they get it down to like 3% in 2024, well, it's compounding inflation, right? It's compounding inflation. So you're feeling it. 70% of Americans are going to be feeling the pinch really hard, probably living paycheck to paycheck, probably feeling that 1 trillion plus credit card debt. I've seen, even in Orange County, when we go out to eat, the restaurants are not packed, right? The restaurants are not packed. The prices have gone up, right? The restaurants are much more expensive. Maybe it's because I'm old at 45, right? But me and the wife always talk about it. It's like, how are people, coming out to eat when the bill for two people is like $100 or more, right? It's like you go to the grocery store, you're not even filling up your shopping cart, and it's over 115, 120 bucks, right? Like, how are the average American, or 70% of Americans, able to afford all of that? And it's probably similar to, I'm only using America because I'm seeing it in America, but I'm sure it's similar to Europe or Australia or wherever you're, Asia, wherever it's at, wherever you're at. I'm sure it's very similar around the world, but I'm just using the U.S. As because that's where I'm at, right? But here in Orange County, where the cost of living is higher, wages are higher, all that stuff, I've definitely noticed it. Energy bills are higher. You know, this is gonna sound like a doom and gloom channel, right? Doom and gloom. This is just facts, right? Uh, yeah, the price of gas have come down a little bit, but still almost $5 a gallon where I'm at. So there's a lot of reasons. If you have credit card debt, your mortgage payment, right? Everyone says this time is different because the mortgage rates are at 3%. Guess what? If people are losing their jobs, it doesn't matter if they have a 3% interest rate. If housing insurance goes up, it doesn't matter if they have a 3% interest rate, their mortgage payment's going up if they have a mortgage payment. If the property taxes are going up, it doesn't matter if they have a 3%. Yes, it helps, right? It helps. But anyone who bought in the last 1, 2, 3 years, the last 2 years at least, they don't have 3% interest rates. They got 6% and or higher. And then if taxes go up, property taxes go up, and homeowners insurance goes up, right? Even on my car insurance, I haven't had a speeding ticket, haven't been in an accident in years, decades, right? My insurance went up a lot for no reason whatsoever, right? For no reason whatsoever. Even on car insurance. The wife pointed out, how come the electric bill spiked, right? Electric bill spiked. So you're getting hit on every aspect. But with that, it's a great time to be a market sniper, right? And the reason why is that not just because I'm trying to plug Market Sniper Pro, but and I don't have any affiliate links or anything like that. And yeah, I'll plug it, but is because you could take advantage to the upside or the downside. And the more all these costs come up, the more you have to swim. Like if the current is pulling against you, the faster you have to swim, right? The faster you have to swim. We're almost forced into the markets now because we have to swim faster than the current against us, right? And that current is inflation. The current is taxes. The current is higher prices all around. We have to swim faster. We have to swim faster than the currents, and we're almost forced into it. So, whether that's cash and trying to buy lower, or you're shorting the market, or a combination of the two, or whatever it is, right? That's what we're seeing is longer term bearish divergence on the SP 500, followed by a reverse candle, followed by a pending RSI sell signal, followed by, you can see there's a pending. So you got, let's get back to the charts here, and then we'll circle back to the opportunities and all that stuff. We're just talking about overall, right? And the Celsius is kicked in. I'm only 1.5 deep, right? So you got the bearish divergence followed by the reverse candle on the weekly chart, breaking down, right? Breaking down MACD, bearish crossover pending, all that stuff. Price is overbought. Price is overbought. We could see prices all the way back down here. Could see prices all the way back down. If it's a bigger correction, maybe all the way back down to 200-week moving average. Hasn't retested it since October 2022, right? No, 2021 came all the way back down. You can see the 200-week moving average is in an uptrend. Of course, not only could it retest it, it's possible it goes below it, right? It's possible it goes well below the 200-week moving average for a correction. Retested 2018, well below it 2020. And then you go back, didn't quite retest it 2016. And then you go back to 2011, right? 2011, and then you've got what is this? 2008, right? Well below it in 2008. What else? What else? And then going all the way back to the dot-com bubble, right? You can see the 200-week moving average. It went well below it as well, and was down below it for a couple of years. So if you never sold the top in the dot-com bubble, right, that last pending sell signal, it didn't come back to these all-time highs at $1,500 until 2006. So with inflation, with higher costs, right? Your assets didn't come back to 2000 levels on the SP 500 until 2006, and then not again until, like, if you only bought and hold, not until 2013 where you break even, but your what's it called, cash value or your future value is upside down, right? So 13 years, your cash value was lower, at least lower than 2000, right? So probably not until the future value of 1800 or somewhere up in there. So that's why I'm not a hodler. What else? RB, the last rate cut happened by Fed, happened around the same time year. Okay. Blocka Guaca, longtime market sniper. Good to see on you. Good to see you on here. Yeah, TLT also is looking bullish. I was looking at that TLT ETF. Hey, Jesse, would you mind looking at the Guardian Network? Yeah, we might take a look at that. We're at 53 minutes already. Speaking of shorting the market, could you look at ETF SOXS 3X short semis and ETF? Yeah, maybe the first one. We're looking at our own indicators. The sharpshooter candles 3.1 and the sharpshooter RSI 2.0. You can find them on the website. They were built off of the strategy. We did not build a strategy off of the indicators. However, we try to keep evolving and continue to update the tools over there. But yeah, it's our own indicators. You can find it over here on the website. MarketSniper.pro services kind of talks about it. So those are the different packages, but it talks about the sharpshooter candles 3.1, sharpshooter RSI 2.0, all that stuff over there. So if you're into that sort of thing, what else? So yeah, that's kind of like what we're looking at on the weekly chart for the SP 500, Dow Jones, MACD bearish crossover, breaking back down on the daily chart, right? So there was we talked about, is this a bull trap, right? Is that a bull trap? Is that a lower high after the reverse candle? Now we have a pending sell signal, right? We had drawn that out more than a week ago. So possible bull trap on the Dow Jones, right? Pending sell signal. These are old target boxes, but came all the way up and hit this longer term A&F target as well. Similar to the NASDAQ, similar to this gap looks a little bit off. So let's move the gap over here like that. Probably was based off of a lower time frame. Oh, it's still on the log chart. I got to remember to take that off. So has not retested the 200-week moving average in a very, very long time. This is the daily chart. Has a pending sell signal as of right now. Gap over here. It was making lower highs and then put in a higher high over there. So we will see. Possible lower high after a high over here in reverse candle. If we look at the weekly chart, what do we got? Breaking back down, MACD bearish crossover, bearish divergence on the weekly chart, right? Bearish divergence on the weekly chart. Russell 2000 could be a bull trap, possibly. We don't know for sure. The daily chart, looks like lower highs were getting put in. Had that RSI sell signal on July 24th. Candle closed back below the trading dots. Here we are, another pending sell signal over here on and back below this horizontal line, right? So Russell 2000. We talked about it. Could it Bart Simpson, right? Could it Bart Simpson pattern over here like that? Starting to look like it. Whew. The dollar breaking down as well. So everything is breaking down. Everything is breaking down, except what you don't want to see break down, the VIX. The VIX is ultra bullish on the daily chart. We talked about and covered the breakout over here at $13. We said if you're a perma bull for the markets, you want to see the VIX remain at these lower levels. You definitely want to see it remain below the 200-week moving average. If you're a perma bear, you want to see price spike higher than the $13 levels. You want to see price get above the 200-week moving average on the VIX. If you're a perma bear and you want to short the market, and if you move to the weekly chart, We talked about it. There's this longer term bullish divergence. There was a RSI buy signal last week. You can see there was a buy signal on the weekly chart back on July 15th as well. And now it's ultra bullish on the weekly chart. Yesterday, we were drawing out this log downward trend line. It was breaking up. It was right below it. And it was right below the 200-week moving average yesterday as well. It was right around $19. Lo and behold, it spiked all the way up almost 60% in one day. Currently lower at 39%. But this is a longer-term downward trend line. It hasn't been ultra bullish on the weekly chart since February 2020, right? Since February 2020. We are not the hindsight crew. We posted this earlier today. We posted this 22 hours ago. Price is at $19. There's a pending buy signal on the monthly chart. Still is, because the month just started. Matthew Schultz, longtime market sniper. Wow. Ugh. Yep, that was 22 hours ago. And then the pump, right? And then the massive pump. Oh, shout out to my guy, Salamandran. He's competing with me at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time now. I can't compete with him. He's got 3,200 viewers in Spanish over there, probably. I can't compete with him because he's got like 300,000 followers, right? 300,000 followers. But not bad. We got 937 viewers right now. VIX is going up. Bad for us. Yep. So that was yesterday's post. Today. So there you go. What else? That's pretty much it over there. Let's get back on it. So yeah, the weekly chart is ultra bullish. The 2-week chart had a buy signal, right? Might as well look at the 3-week chart. 3-week chart had a buy signal. The monthly chart has a pending buy signal. So there it is. Breaking out of this downward trend line, right? Breaking out of it. If you're a pattern person, right? If you're into the patterns, you could probably draw out something like this, right? Maybe drawing the pattern out like that, and you see VIX spike hard, right? If the VIX spikes hard like that, just imagine when the VIX spiked that hard back in March 2020, right? Maybe it doesn't happen all at once. A bigger correction is on the horizon. If you're a pattern person and it breaks out like that, right? Which would be similar to 2020 or similar to 2008, right? Or even 2000, right? When the VIX is up around or above the 200-week moving average, you see bigger corrections, right? So if you look at here's the 200-week moving average. Let's put on a horizontal line just so we can kind of see it real fast. Let's see, go that, boom, boom, right? So you're kind of looking at here. Let's do even a longer. Let's do like a 12-month so we can see it a little bit better. So here's a 12-month, right? So if you're above the 200-week moving average, historically, there's bigger corrections, right? There's bigger corrections. We're above it right now, right? So kind of look back like that, and right there. So, wow, pending buy signal on the 12-month chart. Ooh, that's crazy. 6 months. Yep, there you go. Right, 6 month, 3 month. Goodness, my goodness. Monthly chart. Right, there you go. Woo. There you go. That's the monthly chart. Right. That's what you're looking at on the monthly chart. Oh, yeah, that breakout was way down there. We didn't know for sure, right? We didn't know for sure, but it was breaking out down here, and we were talking about it at the same time that we were seeing the bearish divergence on the Nasdaq, stuff like that. So there you go. Yep. Okay. What else? Let's keep going. Apple catching a bounce right now. Bitcoin miners continue to break down, right? Continue to break down, smash through all these targets to the upside. Smash through them all. Had the bearish divergence, right? Not on a hut, but there was a lower high. Did come all the way up and hit this target up here, and then started to break back down below the trailing dots, all that stuff. We talked about it. We covered it the entire way. If you took this breakout, right, when would now be a good time to take profit, right? When you've got there was divergence. Yeah, there was divergence there. So you got divergence, overbought conditions, a lower high, and then break back down over here. Bitfarm coming all the way back down. Hit 4 out of 4 targets to the upside, right? Coming all the way back down. Marathon Digital hit 4 out of 4 targets to the upside, coming all the way back down. CLSK, right? We didn't know for sure, right? We didn't know if it was going to continue to consolidate and spike above, right? Or see red arrow down, right? And here it is. We talked about it a million times on the live stream. CLSK was one of the ones that did not fill that gap at $10.56, like many other Bitcoin mining stocks already had. And so now the probabilities are increasing that not only will retest the 200-week moving average, but most likely retest and fill that gap below $11 on CLSK. The probabilities continue to increase over there, right? There it is. There it is. So there it is. That's it. The last lines of defense are happening in real time. Iris Energy hit a key longer term target to the upside, had the bearish divergence, had a candle close back below. So when would have been a great time to take and lock in profits over there. And then after that, multiple sell signals to the downside. Whew, didn't even know we were over an hour. We've been flowing. We've been going hard in the paint in my fake living room over here. Oh, why am I in the fake living room? What happened to my office? Well, that's easy. The newborn kicked me out. Actually, my new office is 3 times bigger. Back in the master bedroom, right? It's 3 times bigger. But doesn't look as great because it's a master bedroom, right? Versus my own office. So here we are, carved out 1/3 of the master bedroom for my office. We flip the hat on backwards if we go over an hour. We haven't done that in a long time. We have a lot to cover. We haven't even got into the requests yet. So we're gonna flip the hat on backwards. We're gonna give it our all. I'm on my second Celsius. 1 2/3 of it so far. This live stream is not brought to you by Celsius. I do not have any sponsors or affiliate links whatsoever. You could say it's sponsored by MarketSniper.pro, but that's our own thing, right? That's our own thing. So, assuming Iris Energy doesn't find support at key target 4, see lower prices, right? See lower prices. We're going to make it, hopefully. Bearish divergence followed by reverse candle. Love to see it. We have I don't know what it is on the daily chart, but we already have one of my tools back out of development back, and that's why I missed. That's what I have had missed that live stream. The development code came back early in the morning, and I wanted to get my hands on it, get it dialed in, all that stuff. So I'm starting to see the hard data over here on the divergence followed by reverse candle. It's what I thought it was, right? It's what I thought it was. So not giving out too much more information. I don't know if I'm ever going to roll out that tool on the website ever, but whoever is the market sniper now, uh, eventually there's going to be a wait list for market snipers who are already in the Discord, and the ones who've been there from day one, like 2 years, will be the first ones to ever try out a new tool, right? And beta test. Uh, so I haven't rolled anything out yet to the market snipers, but it is in the plans. I already made the announcements in the Discord, but all in due time. But they will be the first ones. So as a thank you to them, for my own self, it seems like first glance, I don't even ever need to even roll it out to the website. I could just use it myself, and that's all I need, right? But as a thank you to everyone who trusted me, who led me down this rabbit hole to take deeper dives, create these indicators to help people who are struggling with their own trading, because 95% fail. So the reason why I started creating these visual tools and automation is to help people with their journey. And it's clear people need even more help than what we've done so far. So we're continuing to go down that path. And for the people who trusted me and actually gave me money to be a part of the Discord and stuff, as a thank you to them, they can participate in what I've come down the rabbit hole and have had developed, created, and where we're at right now. So with that, that's kind of like your inside way of possibly getting into it. But I don't know if I'm ever going to roll it out because it's a lot of work to get all this figured out. It's going to be a lot of work to manage it all. And then, if something is a challenge for me or a headache, imagine rolling it out to 100 people. Imagine rolling it out to 1,000 people. That's a lot of potential challenges and headaches, right? So just managing my own stuff is a lot. So if you compound that with 100, 200, 1,000 people, right? Like that's a lot, right? So if I don't need to, then maybe I'll keep it smaller, right? We've kept the Discord small already. Like we never got to 1,000 people. We're at over a couple hundred people, and that's it. That's it. We've kept it a small, tight community for a reason. So let's keep going. Rambling. This is Celsius. Cipher mining. MIGI only hit one target to the upside after it hit multiple targets back here, right? Multiple targets. Consolidated, only hit one target so far. Riot hit 3 out of 4 targets to the upside, came back down, filled this gap, came all the way back down on Riot. So that was it so far. Excuse me. It's a Celsius. I haven't even eaten yet. Hive hit 4 out of 4 targets. Bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, breaking back down. Veritone, not looking good. If the overall market is going to go through a bigger correction, these high risk assets, I doubt that they would be pumping. Some of them will still pump, right? Some of them will not be correlated because while the overall markets were pumping, there are some assets still going through a bear market. So not all of the assets will be exactly correlated, but the caution and the risk on high risk assets are on, right? So high risk, high reward, risk off the table, except there will be exceptions to the rule. We're just saying this as an overall standpoint. If the overall market is going through a bigger correction, high risk assets will probably also be going through an overall correction. There will be some exceptions to the rule that didn't pump during while the overall markets were going up. There might be some individuals that do. So individual assets. Pumped hard on Lemonade, and it dumps hard on Lemonade. Creates that big gap up there. So Upstart, similar thought. Pump hard, dump hard, right? Labu, pending sell signal on Labu. They gap it down, right? So even if you took this breakout, it's getting overbought, reverse the candle, possible lower high over here, and then starts to break back down. When would now be a good time to lock in profits from this move over here or back over here? And then they gap it down, and you're right back to where you started, or worse, right? What else? We could look at some of these like civilian unemployment rate if that's something you want to do. Let me know in the comments if you want to look at like longer term charts. No, I didn't forget. I'm not doing requests yet. I'm not doing requests yet. Let me know in the comments if you want to look at any of these longer term charts like the unemployment rate or anything like that. We've never really done that on the live streams. I post them a lot on Twitter, X app, and stuff like that. And that's the United States housing market below the 200-week moving average. What else? Let's see. What's this one? Housing inventory starting to spike up. What's this one? Auto inventory starting to spike up. So if supply increases on housing and autos, do you think that and demand, maybe demand is low too? Do you think prices will go down? Right. So the old, easy supply and demand. If supply goes up and demand's already low, do you think prices will go down? Right. Pretty simple. What else? Existing home sales are down, but inventory is on the rise, depending on what area you're in. Obviously, United States rent inflation. What else do I have on here? 10-year yields. This is the monthly chart, right? Never hit that target up there. Had that reverse candle on this monthly chart. Had bearish divergence on the 10-year yield, followed by a reverse candle. 10-year yield seems like it wants to come back and hit that 2.9%. Rates starting to go lower. Fed rates will make their cuts, and here we are. In hindsight, it will be a black swan event, right? Possibly. We don't know for sure. United States 30-year had the bearish divergence on the monthly chart, followed by a reverse candle, followed by a lower high, and then the 200-week moving average is over here at 3.2%. Pending sell signal on the monthly chart for the 2-year yield as well. Could be taking out this pivot point. You got the 200-week moving average over here. So there it is, happening in real time on the yields, right? What else? Oh, Magnificent Seven. Did we even cover that? I don't think so. Let's go to the weekly chart. So the weekly chart had the bearish divergence on NVIDIA, had the RSI sell signal. We're pointing out a lower possible high after bearish divergence. Then we had the candle close, so a lower high over here, question mark, right? Bearish divergence, lower high on the weekly chart. RSI sell signal already happened. If you look at the daily chart, was getting overbought RSI sell signal, and then just been in a downtrend ever since. On RSI and the EMA. You got a gap down here at $96 we've been talking about and covering. So that's NVIDIA. But the weekly chart looks like bearish divergence followed by a lower high. That could be at least the local top. We covered it yesterday on the live stream. Meta, bearish divergence on the weekly chart. Had that RSI sell signal way back there. Never hit ANF target 1. Never hit it. It's possible it still does, but as of right now, it's back below the trending dots. do that gap down here. Expect bounces along the way, right? This was a reversal, healthy retracement back up, and here we are back are. Amazon, holy moly guacamole. It's just bearish until they gap it down, right? And then it's ultra bearish, right? You can see the blue candle right now came all the way back down to this gap over here at 160. Who would have thought price could have come all the way back down here? We didn't know they were going to gap it down. We're not a part of those conversations behind closed doors. But we had the gap on the chart at 160 and then at 159, and lo and behold, it wicked all the way back down. Now it's created a huge gap up here. We talked about it. We covered it. Was this a bull trap? Reverse the candle. Started to break back down, right? Sell signal. We even talked about it over here. Could put in a lower high, come all the way back up, and then start to roll back over. Had a bearish engulfing candle yesterday. We talked about it. Bearish engulfing candle, and then they gap it down. And that wiped out a lot of money. That wiped out a lot, right? So 1.73 trillion on Amazon is down. It was down 20%, right? Wow. That's a lot of money that's gone in a short period of time, right? So people are feeling rich, people are feeling good. July 8th, and then on August 2nd, 3 weeks later, they feel 20% less rich. They feel 20% less good, right? That happens in a very, very big hurry, very quick time, right? So that's the daily chart, ultra bearish, gap down. Breaking news, we had bearish divergence. We had the RSI sell signal. We had the bearish divergence followed by the reversal candle on the weekly chart. So a lot of things that we're pointing out right now on some of these other assets that don't have pending sell signals yet, that haven't corrected 20% yet, right? And this is all with positive earnings. So imagine building a strategy around positive earnings, right? Imagine that earnings are going up, but we see bearish divergence. Then we see a reversal candle, and then we see so if they're building a position the last year, right, or even like since April 2024, right, you're building a position positive. Well, based off of earnings or whatever, and you're getting in here somewhere around there, you're down 11% in the last, you really wiped out your position over the last 6 months. And if you go all the way back to over here, price is back to January 2024. So 8 months, like if you've been in position the last 8 months, you're already underwater. You are already underwater. So 8 months you've been in Amazon buying stock because of earnings are going up. Meanwhile, prices are going down, spotting divergences, seeing the reversal candle, and then people are caught off guard. What's happening? Black swan. Microsoft, same thing. Bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle, right? Bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's just glorious to see something that we've put together just work out time and time again. We don't know for sure if it's going to work out, but the probabilities were there. Bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. Then we had a candle close below the trailing dots. Now we have a pending sell signal on Microsoft weekly chart. Ultra bearish on the daily chart. Just breaking down. Since July 5th, right? Down 13%, 13.5% since July 5th. So So it's a big move, and it's really far extended away from the 200-week moving average, which is at $302. It's a big move. Do we expect bounces along the way? Absolutely. So doesn't mean it will, but definitely see bounces along the way, putting in lower highs, right? Definitely expect bounces along the way, putting in lower highs along the way, right? But overall, seems like a trend reversal. Tesla, talked about it. Will it come down, find support and bounce? If not, will it come all the way back down, find support, bounce? It could put in a lower high and then come back down. We don't know. We don't know how it's going to play out exactly. Apple catching a bounce today is what we're talking about. Apple catching a bounce. Could it just be putting in a lower high? Could it be it's a different time, right? So looks different than some of the other Magnificent Sevens. It went through a bigger, longer correction already, and then went up and made new all-time highs. So treat individual chart individually. Wow, we're at 90, almost 90 minutes. Holy moly guacamole. We haven't gone this long in a very, very, very long time. Apple, treat each individual chart individually with an awareness that the overall market is going through a possible correction. We have longer term bearish divergence on Apple, followed by a reverse candle as well. So it could just be putting in a possible lower high. It is extended away from the trending dots. It has not retested the 200-week moving average in a very, very long time at 159. Not since 2018, right? So to say that's overdue is an understatement. We don't know if it will or not. Google breaking down as well. Had an RSI sell signal last week. No bearish divergence, but the daily chart did have bearish divergence, but not on the weekly chart. So this gap is down here at 158. You can see the bearish divergence that we talked about. It's pointed out over here. We covered it. We covered it. We covered it. Followed by RSI sell signal. There was reverse candles. It was overbought, etc., etc., etc. What else? Still got some requests to get through. Oh man, how are we doing on likes? How are we doing on likes over here? Let's see. Okay, 1,000 viewers. 17 likes. Come on, help me out. Help me out over here. Help me out. Salmondra, 3,500. Shout out to my guy over there. Been following each other on Twitter, X app. 2021, since 2021, right? So what else? What else? What else? All right. We'll just kind of go through. Let's see what else. New comments. Well, if you keep asking me, I'm probably not going to do it. Right? Don't get crazy about it. Don't get crazy about it. I didn't forget. I told you I didn't forget. But if you keep asking me, don't nag me about it, right? Now you make me. What I always say jokingly, it's like if I don't give in to terrorism, right? So if you keep nagging me or whatever, then I probably won't do it, right? So I don't know. I don't like to do that. I don't like to be pushed into it. So I don't know. I feel like I don't want to help you now. So there you go. There you go. Give me a thumbs down if you want, but no need to ask me 3 times, right? For the same one, Gary Network. I remember this one. Would you mind? I said sure. I told you. I did not forget requests. And then third time, bro. Don't need that. I don't care, right? So what else? There you go. Don't get me fired up over here. What else? What else? Do you think Soul? Let's see. What are you saying? I sold. Not sure exactly what you're talking about. Maybe the pound. You're looking at the pound. Do you think Soul hit 130? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. let's see. We'll take a if the overall market is correcting, probably, right? If the overall market is correcting bigger, right? If there's an overall bigger correction in the market happening, uh, I would say definitely if it's a longer term correction, I would say yes, right? That's just right back into that old support, that old target. But if it's a big correction, you could probably see it sub 100, right? So for me, I would, me personally, right? So you got this bearish divergence on the weekly chart, followed by the reversal candle, followed by a possible lower high. Could be breaking down, could be a longer term correction. We don't know for sure. We don't have a magic crystal ball. But if it is a longer term correction, right, or a bigger correction, probably see uh, at least prices back below 115, 120, taking out this pivot point over here. Maybe it's a lot more than that. We don't know for sure, but I won't be catching falling knives. I'll be waiting for a higher probability reversal with the daily chart, the weekly chart, etc., etc., etc. So there you go. What else? What else? Oops. Hit the mic. Hit the mic. Hit the mic. Hit the mic. Thank you, RB. Appreciate that. Always smashing the like. I appreciate your assistance. What else? Fed watching Hindsight Crew. So really, okay. At least I don't know if I'm gonna do the Gary Network or not now, but you're gonna. I'm gonna. SOXS is definitely jumping the line, right? Definitely. So let's see. Let's go all and then SOXS. I don't know if I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll do Gary Network. Maybe not. I don't know. But no need to ask me 3 times. There we go. Up 18.5%. This is the weekly chart, right? So the opposite of let's these are old drawings. The opposite of the overall market correcting that has bearish divergence. And by the way, these are meant for people to lose money, right? These ETFs are designed for people to lose money. However, you could use them as a hedge against the market, where if you don't feel comfortable shorting with futures, you don't feel comfortable shorting it with options, uh, certain assets, you could buy this stock ETF, which is a bear 3x leverage, and hold it while the market is correcting as like a hedge against your portfolio, or you just a swing trader and you see it. But as you can see, there is bullish divergence on the weekly chart. You can see there's an RSI buy signal, and it could be a bigger move. Has not retested the 200-week moving average in a very long time. We don't know if it will or not ever, right? It may never. But even if it like retraced to $100, that's huge, right? That's a huge move to 100. If you look on the daily chart, it's already bullish on the daily chart. There was bullish divergence followed by a reverse candle on the daily chart as well, and now it's gapped up. Could fill a gap or two in the meantime, but even if you just looked at it from this standpoint with the longer term bullish divergence, you could probably see like maybe target 1, maybe target 2, maybe target 3, maybe target 4, kind of eyeball test, and retrace some of this move over here, right? So retrace some of that move, and that's massive, right? If you're talking like a 3x leverage, right, and it hits some of those targets, then you could see a massive move, right? So you could find a bull market anywhere, even if it is meaning that you're shorting the market on SOXS. So it's up 19%. There's no buy signal on the weekly chart yet. There is bullish divergence. There are reversal candles, bullish divergence on the daily chart, all that stuff. So it is a possible scenario to play out. Let's see a 2-week chart. So yeah, not looking great on the 2-week chart yet. There is a pending RSI buy signal. So might just spike hard, dump hard. So it's high risk, high reward, and it's designed for you to lose money in the long term. So if you're holding it long term, that's what it is. Let's see if anything else jumps out at us over here. Yeah, we've got all these over here we can take a look at. Monthly housing inventory on the rise. We talked about it, covered it. So if you got housing inventory on the rise and demand is low, right? Demand is low and inventory is no longer low, then there's nothing that could really happen other than lower prices, right? The market would need to reset. Many Americans cannot afford it, right? So, there's got to be balance. There's got to be balance. Eventually, the balance will be restored. United States bankruptcies are on the rise, right? There's a crossover back here, RSI buy signal, right? So we're just following the charts. What else? What else? What else? Yep. Yep. Unemployment rate in California, right? 5.2%. Talked about the crossovers back here in November 2019. Talked about the crossover back here December 22. Once they had the crossover, we've seen the unemployment rate, whether it's California or the civilian unemployment rate, come back up and hit the 200-week moving average. The California unemployment rate, that would be at 7.5%. Not only that, spike above the 200-week moving average, right? Crossover, right? Every single time it has done that. So we don't know for sure, but it is trending that way. Maybe it takes 6 months. Maybe it takes 12 months. We don't know. Civilian unemployment rate must have got readjusted. Or nope, July just came out. 4.3. So it's above, what was it? June was under 4%. No, what was it? About 4%. So 4.3 just came out. So maybe that's why the market's correcting a little bit faster. But you can see that on relative strength index, you got the bullish divergence, you got the RSI buy signal, you had the bullish crossover back here, and now it's at 4.3. And that's why I put out the magnet here at 6%, that there's a magnet that we're expecting unemployment to hit over here, right? Posted that chart. Arnold reposted it. And there you go, right? Not if, but when now, right? Happened here, hit here. Happened here, hit here, right? So there we go. Long-term bullish divergence goes all the way back here. I would be very, 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 very. This is on the live stream, right? I'd be very, 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 very surprised if the civilian unemployment rate, based off of the charts, only the charts, no other data whatsoever, by looking at the charts, I'd be very, 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 very surprised by looking at the chart, that civilian unemployment rate does not hit 6% at least. At least 6%. We don't know how high, how long it takes, but at least hit 6% in the next probably 6 to 12 months, right? Probably the next 6 to 12 months. See, May 2001. That's about 7 months, right? So, yeah. Yep. What else? Delinquency rate had a crossover. Talked about that, right? Commercial real estate delinquency rate. Interest rates on coming back down, bearish divergence. Could see some mortgage rates come back down. Maybe that helps with a little bit of the refinance crew. But if housing values go down, that will not help the refinance. So the thing is, if rates come down, that's great. But if people bought in the last 2 or 3 years and the values go down, they still won't be able to refinance their rates lower. So you're stuck, right? You are stuck. We've seen this play out before. Yeah, well, hey, there's always a lesson to be learned, right? Always got to be a lesson to learn. I take this as an apology, but you can't be nagging me. If you nag me on it, I'm not going to do it, right? I stand my ground. Like uh I don't give in to as I say terrorism. I'm joking, right? I'm joking, but I don't give in to terrorism. When I put my foot down, I put my foot down. And if you I didn't forget your request. I said I didn't forget your request. I acknowledged your request. And if you keep at it, then I'm not going to do it. It's just the way I am. I don't when I say I'm gonna do it, I'll do it. I stick to my word. If you keep nagging me on it, ask my wife. I'm not gonna do it. I dig in. I will dig in. I don't care. So, but since you're crying about it and you say don't take me wrong, man, then maybe I'll do it. Oh, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. Uh, I don't think you've seen me angry then, because I'm smiling. I'm not angry whatsoever. I'm actually I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I'm not angry whatsoever, but I don't give in to terrorism. So yeah, no, you don't know me. You don't know me. I'm not angry whatsoever. What else? What else? What else? What else? But there are lessons to be learned. There are lessons to be learned. So there you go. 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 What else? What else? What else? Michigan statement. Michigan statement. The Michigan expectation, right? The University of Michigan. The expectation is back below the 200-week moving average. It's very bearish outlook for the Michigan inflation expectation. It's their sentiment, right? Their sentiment. So basically what it's saying is that their sentiment is that it's a negative sentiment about inflation expectation. I believe so. I'm not an expert. United States repo rate. What else? Case-Shiller home prices trending downward according to United States Case-Shiller, right? Oh, we're smiling. We're smiling. And we're winking. We are smiling. What else? Delinquency rate on commercial and industrial loans is crossing over as we speak. There was bullish divergence on the sharpshooter RSI going all the way back to 1998. I don't know if that plays out or not. That's just crazy to see it. But holy moly guacamole. The delinquency rate on commercial and industrial loans is having a bullish crossover as we speak. There was a RSI buy signal way back in 2016, and we have not seen a major correction on these commercial and industrial loans since 2008 when it spiked. So that's about it. What else? Sonora, Fabuloso, Fabulous USA. I'm here on Twitter X and YouTube. So you're on both. Nice. I missed the beginning. Have you done gold? No, I have not done gold. That's a good question. Should we have you jump the line at 10:42 and make Gary Network disclosure kids wait longer? Now you're just being mean, Jesse. Now you're just being mean. Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do gold first. Jesse, don't be mean. Delinquency rate on loans secured by real estate, right? Getting a crossover. All that takes a long time to play out. These are longer term monthly charts. Household debt service. total unemployed, right? Total unemployed plus all persons marginally attached to the labor force plus total employed part-time for economic reasons as percent of the civilian labor force. You can read that yourself, but 7.8%. So that kind of tells the real tale, right? Not the 4.3%, but not only are people unemployed, but partially unemployed, 7.8%. And that must have just came out. And that's probably what the news is what crazy about. The July numbers must have just came out. But we were talking about the crossover way back in 2023. So, eventually the news is going to catch up to the charts, but the charts are there. And if you look at the bullish divergence, we're probably expecting 10% unemployment, partially unemployed rates. So I'd be very surprised if we're not seeing this rate get back up to 11% or higher. Definitely double digits, right? Maybe I'll be wrong. But I don't see it. I don't see me being wrong. So unfortunately, it means bad times in the economy for people. It means people are going to go through hardships. It means defaults on credit cards, defaults on mortgages. But for any type of doom and gloom that's out there, there's always an opportunity for the market snipers that are out there. And we'll just try to do our very best to try to maximize those opportunities and execute to the best possible way that we can. Let's look at gold and then maybe the Gary Network. There we go. Let's start with the daily chart, right? So if you look at the daily chart on gold, no, this is silver. Sorry. Hit this longer term target up here, right? Had bearish divergence, broke out, hit the longer term target finally. That could be a high. This could be a lower high, possibly, right? This is bearish divergence. We look at the weekly chart. Still currently bullish as of right now. Still currently bullish on the weekly chart, though. So looks a little bit different right now. Still bullish on the weekly chart for gold. Daily chart. It's possible this is a high. This is possible a lower high over here. So it could be coming in for a correction, right? Maybe it's shorter term, but this is a high, possible lower high, kind of an indecision candle. This is a bearish looking candle over here. So just something to keep an eye on over there. Daniel, Son, replay crew, good to see you back on here. All right, we'll do the Gary Network. I think I proved my point over there. Disclosure kids. I think I proved my point, but we'll try to help you out. Gary Network. Let's see. Right? Still bearish. Still bearish on the Gary Network. Not much really else to report. It was getting oversold. Small little bounce. Dumped right back down. That last sell signal on July 23rd. You got it. You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you for smashing the like button. Thank you for commenting. All that stuff. Daily chart is bearish again. Weekly chart is bearish again. The last weekly chart sell signal was April, right? No bounces yet. Challenging the all-time lows over here. Challenging the all-time lows. Could it be a double, triple bottom? Maybe, but it's still bearish right now. 2-week chart never had a buy signal. Just one of those rug pulls, right? Just a perpetual rug pull. So if you look at it, I don't know if this wick is accurate or not, but started at $4. Now it's at 1 penny, right? Never had a 2-week chart buy signal. Weekly chart pumped a little bit and then dumped the rest of the way. Still Still in a bear market from coming on. So that's about it for the Gary network. Can't really add any more value over there. Disclosure kids. There you go. There you go. There you go. What else? What else? Wow. 1 hour, 48 minutes. How are we doing on likes? How are we doing? How are we doing? Let's get a little refresh over here, Jesse. 18 likes. Let's see. Salamandra is still going. That wild and crazy kid. Started 4 hours ago. What a maniac. He's doing charts right now. Love to see it. So 4 hours. It started. No way. Arnold, can you confirm that? Arnold, can you confirm? He started 4 hours ago and is still going over there. Holy moly. If you're over there, hey, let's see. We are live streaming at the same time. 4 hours? Animal. There we go. We were live streaming at the same time. 4 hours. This is Jesse. There we go. All right. Yeah, follow. What else? Yep. We are live streaming at the right time, at the same time, at the right time. There we go. 18 likes in real time. We went over there and commented on his live stream. I can't believe he's been doing that 4 hours. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Maybe it's a fake out. Maybe, baby. What else? Let's see if there's anything else. We'll circle back with Bitcoin. One last thing. Natural gas back down. What else? Netflix breaking down weekly chart. So bearish divergence followed by a reversal candle on the bearish divergence, breaking back down below the multiple weeks below the trending dots, below the upward trend line. RSI sell signal last week, right? Probably gonna see a sell signal in the near future. Could come back down and retest 200-week moving average. Have a gap at 355. How big of a gap is that? I don't remember, right? I don't remember. It looks pretty big. So you got the gap down here. Hold on. Got the gap down here. 10% gap, right? So that's a pretty big gap. You have a massive gap right here. Massive gap. So for sure that gap's going to get filled. When, we don't know. But that gap is for let's see. Let's measure it. Hold on. Take it easy, Jesse. Take it easy. 7%. Okay, it looked a lot bigger than it was. It looked a lot bigger over there. Yeah, no need to thank me, disclosure kids. You're welcome. Yeah, I got feisty, but I'm not angry. Definitely not angry. But I'll get feisty, right? I'll get feisty. Definitely not angry. What else? What else? So Netflix, you got a gap at $4.99, about a 7.5% gap. You got a 10.5% gap at $3.55. I'd be surprised if they don't get filled. When, we don't know. The weekly chart had bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle. Daily chart had a reversal, double top, bearish, expecting bounces along the way. Oh, TLT, right? Ultra bullish on the daily chart. We covered this. We talked about this on the live streams. Someone wanted me to cover the TLT. We talked about the low, possible higher low, possible breakout. And then finally, those targets were set all the way from the bottom of October 2023. So almost a year. Closing in on target one right now. We had the arrow out down here like that. That's the weekly chart. The 2-week chart as a pending buy signal. Doesn't happen very often. Has not retested the 200-week moving average in a very, very long time. We have 53 minutes. I'm not going to complain about 2 hours. I can't believe Salomondrin's at 4 hours. No way. Unbelievable. That guy's a maniac in a positive way. He's a maniac. That is crazy. I don't think I can go that long. I'm not even going to try to go that long. The hat's on backwards for a reason. Monthly chart does not have a buy signal yet. It's not back above the 200-week moving average yet, but it is back above the trending dots. So it got back above the trending dots, then it had a buy signal, then another close above the trending dots back here in 2019, then had a buy signal, and then pumped all the way up to 179. Right? 2008 pumped up as well, right? Pumped all the way up as well. What else? Oh yeah, that was from 2019 all the way to 2020, right? So there you go. Woof. Oh, US oil. US oil breaking back down, right? That's the monthly chart is bearish, back below the 200-week moving average. The weekly chart is bearish, back below the 200-week moving average. Rivian. Yep, we already covered the futures. We already covered the futures. This is the weekly chart on NDX, NASDAQ. I'm losing steam now. BRK.B, maybe the top is in. Maybe the top is in. Maybe, baby. I don't know. QQQ, ETF. It's got gaps down there, right? I think so. Smaller gaps. Those are smaller gaps, right? That didn't happen. That was an old one. That didn't happen. That's why I don't trade patterns, right? I use them for ideas, but I don't trade patterns. Let's see. You got another gap over here. They're not huge gaps, but they're gaps. Disney. Wow. Right back down. Weekly chart, still bearish. Wow. Well below the 200 move average. Let's see. What else? You got it. You're welcome. Thank you. What else? ANF. We talked about this. We covered this. ANF was leading the way to the upside. We talked about could ANF, aka Abercrombie and Fitch, after going parabolic, is it top in? Is it a bear market? The weekly chart has now a pending sell signal. Breaking news, target 2 has been hit. We had bearish divergence, followed by a sneaky lower high, followed by candle close back below and RSI sell signal, followed by another candle close below the trending dots. Doesn't mean there won't be bounces along the way, right? But it's quietly down. Is it quietly? I don't know. We've been talking about it. Quietly down 33.73%. In a bear market crash, say it's going to be a bear market crash on ANF, and it could be leading the way, right? Just as it led the way to the upside. It's not uncommon for the crash to have a 40% crash, right? Takes the elevator down, and then so comes down like this, maybe front runs my third target. Maybe it spikes it, maybe not, but maybe front runs it. And then over multiple weeks, multiple months, right? Everything returns back to normal. Puts in a macro lower high. And then comes all the way back down. Hits this target. Maybe hits that target. And then that 200-week moving average is over here like that, right? So that's the 200-week moving average. That's how the bear markets play out a lot. Not every time, right? But drop 40%, hit multiple targets to the downside, rallies for weeks, if not a couple of months or more, puts in that macro lower high, everything returns back to normal, gets everyone interested back in again, traps additional liquidity, as they like to say, trap additional retail, and then price just keeps going back lower and lower and lower, retest the 200-week moving average, and who knows from there, maybe it went so far to the upside, maybe it also comes back down to the downside, right? And goes negative. Maybe it goes negative. I don't know. Who knows? That's ANF, Square, SoFi, breaking back down. PayPal has a pending buy signal. May not close above this downward trend line. It was all the way up at $67 at one point, but it will be closing with the buy signal most likely today. So we'll see if it does or not. Closes within the next 2 hours. So, but caution with the overall markets. Caution. Big up, Jesse. Thank you. DJR78, long-time market sniper. Good to see you in the house. Oh my God. I'm tired. Oh man. I'm going to have to take a break after this. I am tired. Now, after 2 hours, we're going to flip the hat on forward after going backwards. You got it. How is Salamandran am I USA compliant? What? How is Salamandran going 4 hours? What a maniac. Let's see. There we go. 20 likes. That's it. Oh man. Oh, Salamandran's off. He's off. But it said he started 4 hours ago. That's crazy. We went 2 hours. Does it say that? It went started 2 hours ago? Let's see. Yeah, started 2 hours ago. Holy moly guacamole. I'm disappearing over there. I'm disappearing. Am I a ghost? I don't know. What else? I think that's about it. I think we're gonna call it. I think we did pretty good. I think we covered a lot. Oh, we'll circle back on Bitcoin, right? We'll circle back. Let's see. Let's end it with Bitcoin. This could be a lower high, right? Could be a lower high. Still no MACD bullish crossover on the weekly chart. Could be a lower high. Could be breaking down with the markets. Could be a bigger correction. Absolutely could be. We're at 63,000 right now, and it could be a bigger correction for sure, especially with the markets. It could be going through a correction. So was that it? Bearish divergence back here. I don't know why the indicator is picking up over here. That was not bearish divergence. That was a lower high. But there was bearish divergence over here on the weekly chart. 2-week chart. RSI sell signal, possible lower high, right? Breaking back down from the trending dots. The monthly chart, was that it? There was a reverse candle over there. Trending dots are way back here at 51,600-ish, right? This is a monster move up. Was that it? Is price going to at least come back and retest the trending dots? Maybe there'll be a double wave, right? But as of right now, looks like the correction is correcting. The correction is correcting, and we don't know how low it will go. Get back below over here, and we're going to talk about a much bigger correction over here. So there you go. I think that's it. I think we're going to call it. Holy moly guacamole. TGIF. We went 2 hours on a Friday. Normally it's 30 to 45 minutes on a Friday. Normally, not this many people tune in on a Friday. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Hope you have a good weekend. And with that, we'll see you on the next live stream. Thank you for helping me, help me, and we'll continue to sniper the markets together. Adios.